Alrighty. You guys hear me right? Everyone enjoying their day?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Ready to see the academy? Hell yeah. Alrighty. First thing, just like to say g'day, welcome to the Reptile Park, welcome to the Crocodile Show. My name's Billy, if you haven't met me yet, I'll be doing a show for you for about probably 10 or 15 minutes. If everything goes to plan, if it doesn't, I've got a few of the lads and ladettes in the corner there to back me up. Because let's face it, when things do go wrong, you pricks just film it. Alright? Hopefully smooth sailing today. Now, the star of the show, big fella cruising around the pond here, this is Elvis, alrighty, from the Star Attraction here at the park. We love him dearly. He's been with us since 2007. Alright, prior to him we had another crocodile, some of you may remember him, that was Eric. He only had 3 legs. One of his ex-girlfriends bit his back left leg off in a mating dispute. But he died in mid-2007, so we went on a bit of a mission across Northern Australia. Find ourselves a new show croc. We rocked up at a place in Darwin called Darwin Crocodile Farm, and they said, here, you can have this thing for free. And they put him in a box, chucked him on a Qantas flight, they flew him down here, we craned him into the enclosure, we opened the box up, he tried to kill us, and that was that. Alright?
He does have 3 legs.
But we knew nothing about him. So we called him up and said, oh, this croc's off his head, what's his going? They said, yeah, he's a lunatic, he's got him. How old is he? And they said, we don't know, he's wild caught. Alright, so he was caught out of Darwin Harbour in about 1989. As a young fella, alright, he was only about maybe 8 or 9 footer back then. But he was approaching boats and jumping out of fishermen. So that got him in a bit of strife, and rangers actually trapped him and removed him, and they dropped him off at Darwin Croc Farm. They grew him up nice and big for the 90s, and the early 2000s come along, they thought, right, he's a nice big mature male, we'll give him a girlfriend. So they gave him girlfriend number 1 and whoop, he killed her. Alright? So it certainly wasn't a Tinder date he was after. About 2 years later they gave him girlfriend number 2 and she had the same fate. Alright? So they benched him to the back of the croc farm, and that was when we rocked up and they were very eager to get rid of him. Alrighty? But yeah, we love him. Alright? He's a naughty boy, he's big and impressive. He comes in at 4.7 metres, alright, or about 4.75. So we measured him with a tape measure. Quite a challenging task. It did cost us 2 work experienced kids to do that, but we got it done. Yeah, he's 4.75 metres and about 500 kilo in weight. Alright, that's the average size for a male mature saltwater crocodile. They are the biggest reptile on planet Earth. And they're also the most widely distributed of any of the crocodiles in the world today. So they're found across Northern Australia. So on the east coast, sustainable populations to the Fitzroy River, at Rockhampton there, but nomadic males will travel further south all the way to Hervey Bay. And in fact now, there's crocodile warning signs on Fraser Island. Right? So they were originally there, but they were hunted out throughout the 50s, 60s and even the early 70s in Queensland. So they go all the way down there and then across the top end all the way to Port Headlands below Broome, and even every now and then they pop up in Exmouth, alright? There's been 2 there this year. Just young nomadic males looking for somewhere new. These animals are extremely aggressive and competitive, especially the boys, alright? So when they grow up somewhere, normally once they start to get into the size storm with that local big male hasn't killed them, you start putting a bit of pressure on them, and those boys need to boom, leave home and look for somewhere to set themselves up. Alright, and they go traversing up and down the coastlines, and that's how they end up in some of these places. Alright, they travel really well. They've got magnetoreceptors in their inner ears, so they can use the Earth's geomagnetic forces to navigate. Fantastic. Alright, so to give you a bit of an idea of how well they can do it, back in about 2003, 2004, they caught about a 4 metre male on the western side of Cape York, on the Nesbitt River, And then they flew him under a chopper over to the east coast near a place called Lockhart. They let him go. He sat in that spot for about 2 weeks. And then he went boom, out the ocean, all the way to the tip of Cape York and straight back down. 91 days later, over 830 kilometres, travelled. He was within 100 metres of where he was caught. Alright, so they can travel really, really well. And unfortunately, capture and relocation does not work for these animals. They tried it year after year after year for a long time, and they just go whoop, straight back to where they were caught. Alright? And to show you how, to let you know how far they can really travel, they wiped out salties in East Timor, right? In Timor, hunted them out, boom, gone, and they rocked back up a few years ago. And they did some DNA samples to work out where they come from. They thought they might have come from Indonesia somewhere. They came from Darwin Harbour, which is like almost 900 kilometres in a straight line across the open ocean. Alright, so they travel very well. They can handle saltwater environments for long periods, possibly even their entire life. They have salt excreting glands at the back of their throat, which they use to excrete excess salt out of their body when they are in it. Now, have a go at this. Imagine if the water was murky right now. You would have no idea about this thing creeping up on me about to ruin my day. Alright, so how he's doing this, the big lumps and bumps across his back, which you'll see in a moment, they're called osteoderms. They're a floating bone plate under the surface of the skin. They're slightly offset, so they create their own countercurrents, and that's why there's no surface tension. Very dangerous. Alright, and then they...
Gonna get him. He's gonna get him.
Come on, mate. I'm going to bring him out, see what's on the movie. He's not even looking at the food, he's looking at my legs. Come on, dude.
Didn't you do this? Is it scary?
I was nervous.
Nice, right.
I might put this on my YouTube.
Yeah, mate.
Oh.
Good boy. Look at the size of his head, eh? Look at those feet. Look at that. No. Good boy.
You know.
You see the ridges behind his eyes there? There his ears, off the side of them, there's a flap there that closes when he goes underwater. And right there is his nose. Alright, let's put a nose on this. So you'll notice, looking at that profile, that head profile right there, nose, eyes and ears, they're all level, like this. So as they evolve, they all raise to the top of their head like that, so they can pop up and do what's known as minimum exposure posture. 2% of their body mass, pop up, quick look, get some smell, get a visual of something, and then boom, make their way over. When he's below the water though, can't hear you, see you, or smell you, but he knows exactly where you are just by doing this. I'm moving around, I'm putting off vibrations, right? He can pick up on that. He's got pressure receptors, 100 of them across his face, and pretty well every single scale across his body. And they're like a gel sac on the surface of the skin, and they compress under pressure. So he uses them almost like a sonar to guide his way in, get ready for an ambush attack, and they just come barreling out of the water, bite down, boom, push, back in. Happens like that, alright? And this is an animal that can jump out and grab something as big as an Asiatic water buffalo. Those things can be over 1,000 kilo in weight. Right, he's got the hardest bite on the planet. At his size, he's biting down at probably over 3,500 pounds per square inch. A real big male, I'm talking like a 5.5 metre plus, can literally do over 5,000 pounds per square inch. Alright, so that's like lying on the ground and dropping a V8 cruiser on out. Alright, they're not in well. Massive teeth, they're long and pointed, they're not sharp, they're more designed for gripping, and they usually drown larger prey. Alright, now look at him as he's moving across here, he's moving trying to hide from me, he's got his limbs tucked down the side of the body, he's using that tail side to side, sweeping, really energy efficient, allows them to travel over 20 kilometres a day out in those open ocean environments when they're out there. Alright? Don't be fooled though by the name salty, they are not just found in salt water. Salt, brackish and fresh, and in fact, over 70% of wild salties spend their entire life in fresh water, never seeing salt. Alrighty? So they're restricted to the upper river mouths, the upper rivers and creeks, the isolated lagoons, and the purely fresh water. Alright? Now I'm going to try and get him right up here for you, try and get him right out, get a good look at him. Ooh! I just smacked myself in the mouth of that pig.
See it.
Yuck! Come on, mate. Come on, good fella. Just keep coming. Keep on coming. Walking right up here. Get a good look at him. Get your cameras out. Have a go at him. Quite an effort to get a big animal like this out of the water. They're most dangerous down on the water's edge and in the water. Woo!
I can't see it.
Good boy. Yeah. Tastes like my wife's cooking. Alrighty. So, that's going to be it for the big fella. Let's give him a round of applause.